Today, let me tell you what story God of War 4 is all about. Before the story begins, I'd like to give you a brief background. Kratos was the illegitimate son of Zeus and the Spartans. He was manipulated by Ares, the god of war, when he accidentally killed his wife and daughter. Then Kratos joined forces with the Titans to seek revenge against the gods of Olympus. In order to free himself from the control of the Greek gods, Kratos killed himself with the sword of Olympus, but he didn't die. He then lived in seclusion in Midgard for hundreds of years. During this time, Kratos married Faye, a giantess. They had a son named Atreus, but Faye died young. She only left behind a wish that Kratos would scatter her ashes on the highest mountain in the Nine Realms. Thus begins the story of God of War 4. Years have passed. Kratos has aged considerably. The chaos blades on his arms have disappeared. After carrying the wood home, Atreus gently opened the door. In the center of the room lay a body. It was Kratos' wife, Faye. Atreus said goodbye to his mother. Kratos placed Faye on a prepared pile of wood. He lit the fire with his tomahawk and stepped aside to say a silent goodbye. Suddenly, Atreus rushed forward. He retrieved his mother's dagger from the fire to keep as a souvenir. Kratos didn't stop him and gave it to his son. It was still early. Kratos decided to teach his son how to hunt. Not far from home, they came across an elk. Atreus took the liberty of shooting an arrow and spooked the elk. Kratos was furious at his son's poor performance. He grabbed his longbow. He was about to yell when he realized his tone might be too strong. So he lowered his voice. After Atreus apologized, Kratos said to him, "Don't apologize. Be better." And then the two of them caught up with the fleeing moose. This time, Kratos patiently guided Atreus, and Atreus didn't let him down. He shot the elk, but the elk isn't dead yet. Atreus needed to make up for it. But taking a life is not easy for a child. Kratos had to help. Atreus was very upset afterward. Kratos wanted to comfort him, but he didn't know what to do. It's easy to see that Kratos doesn't know how to be a father. The sudden appearance of the monster breaks the awkwardness. Kratos snapped his neck with ease, showing Atreus what a true warrior is. Atreus, on the other hand, took his dagger and went on a rampage against the mountain monster's corpse. It seems he has inherited the violent side of Kratos' blood. They returned home and collected Faye's ashes to fulfill her last wish. But before they could leave the house, an unexpected visitor arrived. Kratos told his son to hide in the cellar and opened the door. This man was very arrogant. He cursed a few times and then started hitting on Kratos. Of course, Kratos had a temper and couldn't stand it. They fought from the front of the house to the back, from the back of the house to the roof. Kratos saw that this man could take a beating, so he threw a mountain at him. But that didn't kill him. Kratos ended the fight with a chokehold. Then father and son officially began their journey to the mountain, through the cracks created by the battle. I have to say something here. When you were fighting, you were flying. Why don't you just fly up the mountain? Anyway, they traveled all the way up the mountain. They're making it harder than it needs to be. And for the first time, Atreus faced the threat of his own kind, and he grew in the fight. Then they came to a drawbridge and met Brock, the dwarven blacksmith. The dwarves have great skill in forging. The Leviathan axe Kratos is holding was crafted by him and his dwarven brother Sindri. After passing through a cave, looking at the mountains that seemed so close in front of them, Atreus inevitably missed his mother. Kratos reached out to comfort him, but he didn't know what to do, so he turned around and set off. On the way, they came to a forest. They found a strange-looking Peppa Pig. Kratos was interested in testing the hunting skills he'd taught Atreus. He learned quickly, and he managed to wound Piggy. But they didn't realize the pig had an owner, and that it belonged to Freya, the witch of the forest. They wanted to apologize. They wanted to help Freya heal Peggy. While Atreus went to collect herbs, Freya began a showdown with Kratos. She saw right away that Kratos was a god, and that he didn't want Atreus to know who he was. Kratos had his reasons, but Freya also warned him that the gods of this land don't take kindly to outsiders. After healing Piggy, Kratos and Atreus continued on their journey. To thank Kratos for his help, Freya gave them a mark of protection. It would keep them from being discovered by the gods of their own land. Freya also showed them a shortcut. After leaving the forest by boat, Kratos and Atreus arrived at the Lake of the Nine Realms. The Lake of Nine Realms is a hub area connecting the Nine Realms of Northern Europe. Tyr, the god of war and courage, can travel through the Nine Realms from the Temple of Tyr, built by the giants, to maintain the balance of the realms. It was here that Kratos and Atreus encountered the serpent Jormungand. He's the last of the giants left in the Nine Realms, and he was kind to Atreus. As Jormungand rose to the surface, the water level in the Lake of the Nine Realms began to drop, and the Temple of Tyr was slowly revealed. The dwarven blacksmith Brock has now arrived. He even opened a store here. Brock gave Kratos the key to the World Tree. This key can be used to open a magical door to the branches of the World Tree and to move quickly between kingdoms, but only if you unlock it first. It's actually a teleportation point, but it's important to note, you can't jump off the side of the road, or you'll get lost in the void. After farewell Brock, they went through the Temple of Tyr. At the foot of the mountain, they encountered another dwarf. This one was Sindri. He and Brock can be said to be happy enemies. Though they were brothers, they often fought over trivial matters. After helping Kratos strengthen his axe, Sindri drove them to the mountainside, but Kratos was stopped in his tracks by a dark mist. Luckily, the Witch of the Forest appeared just in time. She explained that the fog was the black breath of Odin himself, to prevent anyone from reaching the mountain. Only the light of Alfheim, the land of the elves, could penetrate this fog. Kratos was now suspicious. Freya is not related to them. Why would Freya help them? But Freya gave a cloudy answer. She looks so much like Kratos that she doesn't want to admit it. Maybe helping them would atone for her sins. A reason Kratos couldn't refuse. So the three of them traveled together. The only way to get to Alfheim is through Tyr's temple. After placing the rainbow bridge stone into the roots of the World Tree, the gates of the Nine Realms appeared. As the light of teleportation flickered, they arrived in Alfheim. The pillar of light in the distance was the light of the world they needed, but a sudden, powerful force sucked Freya back to Midgard. She only had time to tell Kratos not to get lost in the light of the world. As they traveled deeper into Alfheim, Kratos found the world in disrepair. The elves were divided into two camps fighting each other. After taking out the dark elves along the way, they saw the light of the world. Kratos asked Atreus to help him with his battle axe. He entered it alone, and then Faye's ashes floated up and guided Kratos along the way. It was here that Kratos heard Atreus' inner voice. He wished that his father, who never cared for him, would be kind to him. Just as Kratos was about to touch the dead Faye, Atreus pulled him out of the light of the world with great pain. He almost got lost in it. Kratos thought he'd only been in there a short while, but the world outside was a long time ago. It was Atreus who kept fighting to protect him. Good thing the light of the world was in his hands. Kratos and Atreus returned to Midgard, and they used the light of the world to dispel the mists of the mountains. After entering a mine, there was a flash of lightning. It was a huge dragon. Kratos, who's been slaying gods since the Greeks, was a piece of cake. With Atreus, they easily defeated the dragon and saved the dwarf Sindri. Sindri gave Atreus some magic arrows as a token of his appreciation. After parting with Sindri, they made it to the top of the mountain. Kratos suddenly realized that the strap on his son's quiver was broken. So he pulled out a magic arrow and fixed the quiver. And that was the biggest twist in the story. When father and son climbed the final cliff, they heard three men asking a tree about their whereabouts. One of them was the man Kratos fought with in the beginning. Turns out he's Baldur, the god of light. The other two are sons of Thor, the god of thunder. After the three left, Kratos climbed to the top of the mountain. There was a man trapped in the tree where they were talking. Mimir, master of the Fountain of Wisdom. He is said to be the wisest man in the land, but Odin had kept him here for over 100 years. When he learned of their intentions, he told them they had come to the wrong place. For the highest mountain in the Nine Realms is in Jotunheimer, the land of the giants, but the last bridge to Jotunheimer was sealed by the giants with a secret rune. Mimir was the only one who knew how to find the bridge. He'd be happy to help them, but Odin's seal could not be lifted. Kratos had to cut off Mimir's head and find Freya to resurrect him. Before Freya could do anything, she noticed the magical arrow on Atreus' back. Freya grabbed it and threw it into the fire. She explained that they were evil. They must be destroyed. Kratos was confused, but they had a favor to ask. They didn't stop Freya. Luckily, the witch did manage to revive Mimir's head. After Freya's spell, Mimir awoke. He immediately recognized the Witch of the Forest. She was the goddess of love and beauty. When Kratos heard this, he took his son and left. He still hated the gods. With Mimir's guidance, they came to the trumpet in the Temple of Tyr and summoned the serpent Jormungand, the last remaining giant in Midgard. Surely he could provide guidance. The awakened Jormungand ate the statue of Thor in one gulp. After a special exchange with Mimir, the serpent showed them the way. To enter the land of the giants, they had to use the giant's chisel to cut through the rune portal. The chisel was embedded in the body of the giant Thamur. The giant was once the greatest stonemason in the world, but he was killed by the god of thunder, Thor. When he died, his body crushed a village and exhaled a breath that froze everything in its path. That's what created this frosty landscape. Kratos listened to Mimir's story. He came to the Crimson Chisel, but they were stopped by two figures who descended from the sky. They were Thor's two sons, Magni and Modi. They had no respect for the dead Fae. Kratos was distracted by Mani, and Atreus went berserk. He rushed forward with his dagger in his hand. Seeing his son in danger, Kratos roared and broke free of Magni's hold. Then he drove his axe into Magni's face. As he watched his brother die, Modi was terrified. He turned and ran, but Kratos didn't pursue. Atreus was suddenly coughing loudly. He even coughed up blood. Mimir suggested that they go to Freya to see him first, but Atreus insisted that he was fine. Kratos didn't take it seriously. They then took the chisel to the secret chamber of the Temple of Tyr. They were about to decipher the runes. Modi, who had just escaped, suddenly appeared. He overpowered Kratos with lightning. Atreus rushed to help, and he was easily overpowered. But Atreus, in a fit of rage, unleashed the wrath of Sparta, a youthful version of the flame, but he fainted after the roar. The old father used his true Spartan fury on the spot. Kratos ignored the thunder and lightning. He punched away Modi. Modi saw what was happening and turned and ran again. At Mimir's warning, Kratos rushed to Freya with his son in his arms. Luckily, Freya was willing to forgive him for his rudeness. She was willing to help him heal Atreus. It wasn't hard to cure him. It just takes a rare herb. That is the heart of the guardian of the cursed bridge in Helheim. Helheim is the legendary land of the dead. It's unbearably cold. All the magic in the 9 realms can't even spark there. Kratos' ice axe is useless against the monsters there. He had to get a new weapon. So Kratos went home and grabbed his Chaos Blades. The Chaos Blades were forged by Ares, the god of war. They were wrapped in chains of flame that were once attached to Kratos' bones, until Ares died and Kratos was freed from his bonds. But the scars burned into his arms will never be erased. It's a testament to his troubled past, and now he's willing to carry it for his son. Kratos is willing to carry the burden of his sins for the sake of his son. After passing through the Temple of Tyr, Kratos came to Helheim, through the wandering souls of the dead. He stood on the Bridge of Damnation. The mighty-looking guardian was no match for Kratos, who was desperate to save his son. He got the heart successfully, and back at Freya's hut. Freya told Kratos that Atreus' biggest problem was that he didn't know he was a god, so he had no way of channeling the power inside of him. That's why he's in the state he's in now. Atreus woke up after drinking the drug. On the way, Kratos chose to confess to his son that he was a god, but he said that being a god wasn't a good thing, and that he would probably live in pain for the rest of his life. Of course, Atreus didn't really understand any of that. They returned to the chamber of the Temple of Tyr, and got the rune. They were ready to return to the mountain and unlock the seal to Jotunheimer. Kratos gave Atreus a taste of the wine he found in the chamber. Atreus was a different man after drinking the wine. Not only did he yell at the dwarven blacksmith, and when he met Modi again, he defied Kratos, while screaming, "We are gods. We can do whatever we want," while plunging a dagger into the neck of Mani. Atreus even claimed to have killed a god. He even had the audacity to yell at Kratos. He's really out of control. Then they came back to the top of the mountain and opened the gate to Jotunheimer. But Baldur, the god of light, appeared, attacked Kratos. Kratos yelled at Atreus to hurry through the gate to Jotunheimer. The kid yells that he's a god and can fight. Atreus is then easily knocked to the ground. The ensuing fight between Kratos and Baldur inevitably breaks the door to Jotunheimer. Atreus blames his old man for breaking the only entrance, and he put an arrow in Kratos' shoulder. Baldur watched the infighting with amusement. He laughed, then grabbed Atreus and jumped off the cliff. Kratos rushed after him. He landed right on top of Baldur's dragon. He and Baldur went at it like crazy. After a long fight, nothing happens to either of them. The dragon's mount was attacked instead. Then Kratos pulls America Captain drop and lands safely. He chased Baldur to the Temple of Tyr. In the heat of the moment, they were both sucked into Helheim. After finding his son, Kratos berated Atreus. Atreus must have sobered up by now. He realized the absurdity of his actions. The two of them overheard Baldur's conversation with the Vision and learned a secret, that he was Freya's son. Freya loved her son so much that she put a curse on Baldur that made him immune to all harm. At the cost of losing all his senses, Baldur was driven to madness. He longed to feel his own existence through death. After learning Baldur's secret, Kratos converted a ship into an oversized hot air balloon and broke through the skies of Helheim to return to Midgard. Kratos also accidentally broke into Odin's chamber, where they found the plans for the key to Tyr's chamber. The two dwarven brothers helped build it. They were able to enter Tyr's chamber. It's a completely upside-down chamber at the back of the portal hall. Kratos turned the chamber upside down with brute force and found the Unity Stone tier used to travel through the 9 realms. It ensures that the user doesn't get lost in the void while traveling through the world tree. They then used the Unity Stone to get to the hidden Jotunheimer Tower. After raising it back up, Jotunheimer was opened. But just when they thought they had done it, the transmission light suddenly faded. Mimir guessed that the light needed to be refracted by Tyr's eyes to enter the portal. But Tyr had already disappeared. Mimir immediately stated that his eyes were the same as Tyr's. Only Odin was trying to keep him from opening the portal. He gouged out one of Mimir's eyes and hid it. If he could find that eye, he could open the portal. After Odin gouged out Mimir's eye, he had his dwarven brothers build a statue with a secret compartment. The eye was hidden inside the statue. And that statue is the same statue of Thor that Jormungand swallowed in his second appearance, which means Mimir's eyes are inside Jormungand's stomach. Although he was reluctant, Jormungand fell to the surface of the water and opened his mouth and let the 3 men row the boat into his belly. Jormungand is indeed a world snake. He really has everything in his belly. But they managed to find the eye just as they were about to exit. Jormungand's stomach turned upside down. It's like he's been attacked. Luckily, Jormungand opened his mouth in time to spit them out, and he fell to the ground with a wail. The loud noise attracted Freya, and then Baldur appeared in the water. It was he who attacked Jormungand, and his mother was there. The old grudge and the new one were settled at the same time. Kratos and Baldur went at it. This guy can't die. He also can't feel pain. Kratos can't do much about him. Freya is still trying to stop them. Kratos is tied up in the vines. Atreus stepped forward. He used his weak body to protect his father, but Baldur punched him in the face and left him bleeding. But the first words out of Atreus' mouth when he recovered were, "The blood wasn't his. It was the mistletoe arrowhead that Kratos used to fix his shoulder strap." When Freya cast the spell on Baldur, she thought the mistletoe was trivial and harmless, so she didn't include it in her vow. That's why Freya said the mistletoe was evil and had to be destroyed. She didn't realize that a bullet from years ago would now hit her right between the eyes. Baldur's immortality was broken by the very same weak mistletoe. But the pain made Baldur happy. He could finally feel the pain, seeing his son in danger. Freya took control of the giant Thamer's massive body, grabbed Kratos, and threw him away. But Baldur, hungry for pain, came after him. But with his immortality broken, he was at the end of his rope. He was beaten by a combination of Kratos and Atreus. Freya took control of Thamer in an attempt to stop them and cast a spell to divide the battlefield. But she didn't realize Atreus had secretly learned the Old Norse language. He awakened Jormungand, and the serpent bit into Thamer's massive head. Without Freya's interference, Baldur was choked by Kratos, but Freya was pleading for mercy. Kratos didn't kill him. He let him go. He didn't realize that Baldur didn't appreciate it. He even laughed and taunted his mother, and Freya tried to get Baldur to kill her. She wanted him to kill her. Kratos couldn't stand it. He did the chokehold again, and ended Baldur's life once and for all, and gave him the relief he'd always dreamed of. Freya cursed the loss of her son. She wanted all the pain and misery to fall on Kratos, but Kratos didn't pay much attention. He just turned to his son and told him about his past. "I have sold my soul to God, killed many deserving and innocent people, even my father." Atreus didn't understand. Did the gods have to kill their own? This time, Kratos finally learned how to be a father. He knelt down and told his son, "We will be the gods we choose to be, and not follow in the footsteps of the old gods. My past is not your future. We will be better." With those words, Kratos took his son back to the Temple of Tyr. They used Mimir's eyes to open the portal to Jotunheimer. It was time to end this journey. Father and son climbed the highest mountain in the 9 realms. Kratos unwrapped the bandages covering his arm scars. He opened his arms and let the bandage blow away. At this moment, the past could no longer hold Kratos back. He made peace with his past. While climbing, Atreus' hand suddenly reacted with the wall. A large portion of the rock peeled away, revealing a fresco hidden beneath. On one side of the mural, Faye with a Leviathan battle axe is arguing with a group of giants. Atreus realized his mother was a giant. On the other side of the mural is the journey of father and son, from meeting Jormungand to the dragon in the mountains, the giant Thamer. Even the battle with Baldur was recorded on the wall. Atreus suddenly realized, is it possible that the giants have predicted our story? Kratos looked at Atreus and said something profound. This is your story. Yes, Atreus is the main character in this story. The protagonist's name is Loki, the name his mother gave Atreus when he was born. As the wind blew, The frescoes hidden beneath the curtains were revealed. In the future, Odin died in Loki's arms, but Atreus didn't see it. Father and son went to the top of the mountain and scattered Faye's ashes over the mountains.